It looks like you haven't used it because it's been so warm.
Yeah, it's not on right now, but we used
it
last week.
I hadn't noticed. I don't know. I didn't look closely because it's very dark.
Yeah, I like the light. The lighting. Your lighting looks really good.
Well, thanks. That's we actually got the Jackery and plugged in a little lamp into it. Normally I've got the living room is the thing, you know, in the back. Right there by our books and stuff. I like that background with a couple of hats hanging behind me, but now I'm in front of myself.
Can you share the link to your channel?
How do I do that, Yo-Yo?
I'm looking.
I put the notice up. I definitely...
Yeah, but maybe if you can put a direct link, it will be easier.
Okay, so I'm probably going to have to go to another
video from your own phone.
What?
I'm not sure how easy that would be to do from your own phone instead of from a laptop.
Share? Probably share, right?
Yeah, that might work.
Create post. Okay. Oh, it's got your faces on it, too.
Yeah, we had to take a thumbnail.
I always take... Yeah, the thumbnails, I never put my face on them. I always take some random photo.
What is going on here?
What other kind of talk were we going to do?
The garden. So it's been very nice here.
An egg chicken update.
Oh, and the egg chicken update from last week. They are looking a lot better, like already.
They're looking like little red chickens now instead of these like half-feathered, speckled girls.
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about the production, though.
We have the original video uploading right now. And then I'll do an update video in the next couple of days, and they look so much better now.
Good.
For the first couple of days. Oh,
hey,
Forest Dog is here.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Those three people are watching.
Well, it's probably me, Dad, and Forest Dog.
Come on, you guys. Show up for the light.
Oh, we gotta wait forever to find the channel. But so they're looking a lot. We've been doing the electrolyte thing in their water. And we put the fencing around the coop area, so they have more free ranging area, and they can scratch and do dust baths and everything. And they've been really liking that.
Did you see on the reels or anything where people are using ashes for the dust bath area?
Okay, because it helps like
I've seen that. Yeah, they're liking just. Shalom, Hunter.
Shalom from North Idaho. Welcome to the chat. We're just getting into the chicken update from last week.
Yeah.
So you have how many out there? 40, 35?
No, we picked up 40, and 15 of them were for a friend, and we had one that was sickly and died. And then, so we have 24 now.
Yep. Oh, see, Forest Dog. I mix ash in the dust bathing area. Some people put herbs in there too.
Like oregano is really good. And I've seen some people say to do DE, and some people say not to do DE because it's so fine that it can cause lung problems.
Yeah, I would probably do that. Lavender. I've heard people do lavender in there. Rosemary. I'm a little too lazy for that, but.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be like taking snippets of the herbs and putting them in the dust baths and stuff. But the kids like going out several times a day to check for eggs.
And are you getting them?
Yes. Yeah, the first couple days we got 10, and the last couple days it's been like 3. But I'm not sure if it's because they're still adjusting. So
one of the things I put in my background is this basket. This is my egg basket. And this was today's haul.
Wow.
Just because I don't check it very often, but I'm like, I've already got this many on the counter. It's ridiculous.
You guys like hard-boiled eggs?
I'm gonna have to. I mean, I could glass them. When I have some lavender available, I'll put some in the nesting boxes as well. Wow.
Yeah. It helps keep bugs and stuff out.
Right.
That reminds me of that one scene out of
too lazy.
A Good Year. Where
We
they
have like a
lavender.
50-pound bag of lime that we just had in the garage.
What's your favorite? Like, what's he like to put in his egg salad? The hens get a better spot treatment than me, said Forrest Dog. Right, Forrest Dog? That's what I'm thinking. My backwater. Hey, there's West Old Forge. Why you wait so late? I'm old and have an early bedtime.
Because we have 4 children that go to bed at 7:30.
And if we started at 8, then they don't like come out constantly. You know, they're actually asleep. So I was saying the same thing, Westhold, and I stayed up. I woke up too late last night. I went to sleep, and then I woke up at like 1 a.m, and then I couldn't get back to sleep for several hours. So I'm kind of tired as well. But we got to do what we can do.
It's bedtime too, but I was like, man, I'll just drink, some Bing, or I had to pick a chai tea. I'll be awake. I'm okay. I like seeing you guys.
Yeah. I was thinking, looking ahead, depending on how crazy busy we are, we might be able to do some sort of in-person MoJo show, perhaps not on a Monday. I don't know, because we're going to be down visiting you a little bit, and then we'll all be together again for at least part of the time for the wedding stuff. So we might be able to have a.
Truth be told, bedtime is about the only time I have lately for videos, right? Me too.
But you're not supposed to do screen time for like 2 hours before you sleep, though.
For your brain.
Do you guys have any word on the Porker House situation? Like, is there going to be a butchering thing happening?
Yeah, he's growing, and it's just when we can get down there to our friend. So, and then we'll be participating a bit, hopefully. Yeah, so we'll be participating a bit, hopefully. But it just depends on the timing. It depends on the timing and everything.
He had said something about wanting to do it on a Sunday, and so if I want to be a lot involved, that either means getting home here really late or having to do it maybe over spring break or something. I'm not sure, but try to get it done before it gets too warm.
Yeah, with the freezers and everything. Yep. But yeah, he's growing and doing well. And
I think we're going to butcher him soon, and we're trying to take a couple of our calves off of our girls and wean them over because they're getting kind of big, and then go get some new smaller ones to put
when you
on
talk
there.
about weaning, do you need them
like wean them, like take them off. Right now we have them in a pen.
We just separate them at night
where the girls are and the calves. We have a little side pen where we can put them in.
But to separate them completely, so those ones are weaned, and we have a new set because one of our cows is supposed to give birth in June.
For you.
Right.
And so she's going to need to be dried up 2 months before that. So we have time for one more set of calves for her.
Right.
Before she has to be dried up.
Yeah.
But the problem is that she likes to be a nurse cow more than she likes to be a milk cow.
Right. This is flossy cow, right?
Yes. This morning I milked Penny all fine and everything, and then I brought Flossie out, and she would not. She kept trying to she didn't try and hurt me like she did when we first got her, but like she was lifting up her foot. She's like, nope, 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 and she wouldn't let me get anything. And so then I didn't want to mess with her. Hot water can? Hot water can egg?
Yeah, we did.
You've done that?
Yeah, I did curried eggs, and I made some other flavor. I made curry and like dill pickle flavor, hard boiled eggs that were canned.
And you shelf stable? They're shelf stable?
Yeah, they were canned. They were boiled and then canned.
Okay. Yeah. So when I put her back in the pen this morning, she like ran over to where the calves were, and as soon as I let them out there, she's like, "Oh, here you go. Here's the milk bar." And I'm like, "Flossie, I need that milk."
Right? You need to get that rope back out, right? Wrap it around her rib.
Yeah, wrap it around her front. Yeah, we'll see.
We just like it when they let us do it without having to fight them a lot. You know, we don't want to be in a constant battle with these girls.
Well, of course, it should be a
gives us the milk, and it's very good.
Yep.
Westhold said he put some of his boiled eggs in the refrigerator too. The hot canned eggs, I know they're mushy after a while. They were kind of rubbery. I ate mine right after we canned them, and they were kind of rubbery. And I think I've still got one or two in the fridge.
I've never seen canning them to be shelf stable. I've seen like pickling them and then keeping them in the fridge.
I mean, I've seen pickled eggs for sale at the store, so I imagine that can't be that different than hot canned with vinegar in or whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's a mix, and I Googled it, and it was a woman's recipe, and she said, this is our flavoring, this is what we like. Had salt and sugar, and like the dill had dill spices, and vinegar and water and things. So
that sounds pretty good. I mean, I like whenever she takes hard boiled eggs and puts them in the beet jar after we eat the beets. So I can imagine I could like pickled eggs. Maybe you got to peel them, maybe. But
we can try them.
Yeah, you do peel them. Yeah. I pickled some in the fridge. Forgot about a jar. They were mushy.
Feed them back to the chickens. Feed them back to the chickens. I said feed them back to the chickens.
Get off the pickled egg stuff and go back to. Well,
no, you feed the no. I said if you have the old mushy, gross looking ones, feed those eggs back to the chickens.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So you don't have to eat them, but you get more eggs out of it.
Sure. Or spoil your dogs and give them to the dogs or something.
Oh, not if they sleep inside. You'd be punishing yourself.
Well, that's very true. That is very true. So
does anyone have anything started in their gardens yet?
Yeah. All right.
It has been.
She's wanting to turn to the garden topic.
Yeah. All the seeds. These are probably half of our seeds.
Oh my goodness!
She got all organized.
Yeah, they're all organized.
So it's like,
and I had to, when my mom was here a couple weeks ago, I had to go through all of my seeds just to reassure myself that I did not need to spend $200 on seeds this year. I have enough.
Right. We have enough too. I know it for a fact. And we went through the seed last year, and I think I had seeds that were 7 years old, 10 years old. Mm-hmm. And I threw them all in the compost, and it was like, if any of you grow, that's cool, but I don't think a single one grew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've tried starting onions from seed a couple years ago, but when I transplanted them into the garden, they just all died. So the only way that I've successfully done onions is from bulbs.
Ken Warland said something funny. Did you guys see that? Give the eggs to the neighbor's dog.
Yeah, all of our neighbors' dogs are outside dogs, though.
I started onion seeds a couple of weeks ago. They just sprouted a couple of days ago. You brought some kind of little onion sprouts down here, and we planted them in our raised bed, and one of them like hung in there. You know what I mean? Like grew to a size, grew a stalk, threw some seeds down. I have no idea if it's good. Any of those will come back this time or not.
We planted a whole bunch of those last year, and like our chickens tried to dig them up and stuff. But I noticed when we were out there in the garden, I was like, look, that's definitely onion coming up. Some of them the same. They lasted through the animals eating the tops off, and now there's like some little onion tops.
But those were not from seeds; those were from bulbs.
Right, from bulbs.
Forest dog. Do you know the thing to like trim the tops to encourage the roots to get stronger for onions? Nellie and I just started a whole bunch of cabbage, a whole like 72 cell tray of cabbage, and then a whole 72 cell tray of tomatoes. And now they're on top of the freezer because that's nice and warm for like a germination heat mat thing.
And hopefully at the end,
And hopefully at the
It
end we
says
can have a
yes.
whole bunch of cabbages
and we can
and a
make them
whole
into
bunch of
sauerkraut.
tomatoes.
You remember when you made that sauerkraut, Momo?
We just had
And
the
Dad and
last.
I we gave you no end of grief.
No, the
because
first time you made it.
Yeah, the first time you made it, you had that crock and it was underneath of the table down there at the end, and it's had some funky smells. And Dad and me kept being like, Momo, how are you gonna feed us that stuff? It smells so bad. And you had to keep like skimming the stuff off, and you're like, oh Momo, we can't deal with this stuff. And sure enough, after I don't remember a couple months, you pulled it out, and lo and behold, it was sauerkraut. And it wasn't the like colorless, when you buy it at the store, it's just that all that kind of funky pale yellow, all of them.
Right,
But yours had like green and white, and it looked in there, and I was like, this is that stuff that's been stinking underneath of our dining room table the whole time. But I tried it and I was like,
giving
dude,
me a
this
lot
is
of
really
grief for
good.
that.
I had, like, right, we gave you no end of grief, but it was really good. It smelled weird while it was in the process, but it had like, I mean, it was good. It had that like tanginess, and it had a crunch to it, and it had color. And I don't know if you canned it or whatever, but I seem to remember seeing it in jars. So I don't know if we just jarred it
Yeah,
in the
I did
refrigerator.
can it. Yeah, and I think I have some down in the basement right now that I may have made like 2 years ago instead of last year's, because last year's was that dill pickle flavored one that had some cucumber in it.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I didn't can that. It was just in the fridge, but I just found like the last half quart. And so we had hot dogs, and we had some of that with it, and it was still tasted good.
Forest dog, that means you just need a big greenhouse outside to keep all the plants.
Oh. Can we talk about greenhouse for 1 minute?
Yeah.
All right. So, my greenhouse lost the plastic in the last big storm.
Mm-hmm.
It's down to the bottom half still has screen on it. The top half still has shade cloth on it. And so we were, right. We were just, right. We were doing some work on the property, and I wanted to get our greenhouse plastic out, which had been in there for like, I don't know, 7 years or something. And when we went to get it out, it had been all nibbled on.
Oh no.
Yeah, all holed up. So there's no way I can use it. So I ordered more greenhouse plastic today.
Oh.
Yeah, two. I think it's 10 by 26 sheets, 10 mil plastic, something, and tape for greenhouse tape. It's 10 mil also, heavier duty. And then got some clamps, greenhouse clamps, because they come in different sizes. I didn't know that, but they're made for PVC pipe structures. But there was one that was 1/8 of an inch, which is basically going to work for the fence. And so I ordered those.
Yeah. Well, you have to let me know where I got it. Maybe I might have to talk Joe into turning my other hoop coop into a greenhouse.
Right. It was just on
we also have like a lot of old windows.
Yeah, see, I think if you can use the windows, it's better. I don't know if you have plastic framing for them, but wood framing would, if you can make them attached to the fence somehow or something. I think they'd be harder to the wind to whip around. Like the wind whips the plastic when you've got high winds going on. But if you could use windows, I think they'd be better.
Yeah, this lady, Roots and Refuge, she had a window made greenhouse, and it looked really nice.
Yep. So does Reap What You Sow has one of those. And
hi, Patty.
Hey, Patty Sanchez, shalom. Oh, see, Forest Dog said I'm working on a greenhouse. Her last one collapsed under snow. That's what happened to ours too. Our fence is over our garden, which worked pretty good. They all got pushed sideways over by the last big snow.
Yeah. But I have, so the majority of the tomatoes I have are one that is supposed to be really good for canning. It's an heirloom variety.
Rutgers?
It's called like Sapollo's Pride.
Wow.
CIPOLLOS.
Where'd you find that?
I got it from Johnny's Seeds.
I've never heard of
And
that,
then
but that's
it's like a lot of market growers get their seeds from there. They have like bulk. They have like small regular packet sizes, and then you can also get like by the pound and stuff.
That's where we got the 40,000 mango
No,
beet
it's not.
seeds. 10,000 mango beet
No,
seeds?
it's not where we got.
Oh,
it.
that's not even where we got those from?
No.
Oh, never mind.
But they have bulk packages of seeds too for like big growers. And then of course we have to grow some Sun Gold Select because that's their favorite type of cherry tomato.
Are those the little ones? The little like
orange.
They're round.
Yeah,
they're
little,
round and orange.
Yeah, they're orange. Sorry, I gotta
and
try to plug this in.
He knows the perfect. Oh yeah, gets their seeds from Johnny Seeds. Joe knows the perfect color that they have to be the most delicious. I'm gonna turn it sideways.
Is that the one where the ducks also know? Those are the
yeah.
They go eat them all.
So good.
Yes, and we like to if we ever get any in the house, we like to dehydrate them for winter. But it's so hard with 5 people that love them fresh out of the garden, warm from the sun, to get any in the house.
One time we did get we made ourselves harvest some, and it was going gangbusters, and I think we cut them in half and threw them in the dehydrator, and they were. In the wintertime, they were a delicious little burst of sunshine, and Michael and I really enjoyed eating them.
Mm-hmm.
So Westhold said
cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, black cherry tomato. I think we had some of that. We had a cherry tomato pepper that was really good. Little red peppers.
Yeah, if you pickle those, if you like pickle those, then we really like to put cream cheese in them.
Pickled 520. Picked 522, probably opened 622, still refrigerated, still solid, very vinegary.
Food poisoning takes 24 hours.
So
I bet you the vinegar will keep you safe, man. That's right.
Vinegar is the key.
If you want to be sure, just take some charcoal water right now.
Right, that'll help settle your stomach. I'm sure it'll taste great too, Yo-Yo.
It doesn't taste. It's just black.
I have a really old thing
it doesn't
of
taste
yellow
like
mustard
anything
at work, and the kids give me no end of grief about it. And I'm like, look, all mustard is like vinegar and salt and mustard, and all of those things are preservatives in and of themselves. Like, it's not going to go bad. Like, it's not going to. Vinegar is what happens when wine turns into vinegar. Like, it doesn't go somewhere else from there. It's still mustard. It's fine.
That's right.
Doing it for the science.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. Experiment online.
Yeah, what else? Oh, we've been messing around with clay. We got clay from down there, and because Nellie last year for a gift she got this little clay pottery thing.
Little kids.
Oh, I didn't know that. How cute is that?
Yeah. And so it came with some air dry clay.
Mm-hmm.
But when it air dried, it still broke really easily, and so she was really disappointed and stuff.
And it wasn't that much,
crumbled.
It was little packages, and so
yeah,
we got a 5-gallon bucket and probably a 2.5 gallon bucket full of clay,
and kept them wet and everything.
Kept it wet, and then
so we finally did it today because it was so nice.
Yeah, it was I don't know. It was amazing outside. I felt like it was 60.
It was 60
this morning. It said it was
down here.
Yeah, this morning it said it was going to go up to almost 70. I don't know what it actually went up to, but I finally, when it's really cold outside, I'm not trying to be playing in the clay when it's 30 degrees, but when it was so nice, and so we got out there and
everyone had a little chunk that they needed because there was some white clay and some red clay.
Sure.
And then a lot of it had little rocks in it too.
And as we were working it,
clean it.
Yeah, and as we were working it turned more into that traditional terracotta color, and and Nellie was experimenting and messing around with her wheel and trying to get that thing in the middle, and
that's
make it
fun.
all work. I was trying to make a coil, like a snake to make into into something, but I think I'm missing a part. Like maybe you have a table that you get to roll it out on, and I basically had a little piece of wood out there, and so
my kids were outside barefoot all day today.
Look at that.
Yeah.
57 in Denver felt like a heat wave.
Yeah.
Heat wave.
But I remember Dad talking about one thing you want to do when you're making the clay is to mix back in bits of already cooked clay. And so I knew from the beginning, like, this is our first step, and whatever we're making here, we're probably just going to end up breaking to put back into clay again. But, getting the experience. And
yeah, it was just in a ditch. And so we have to figure out how to fire it and everything after we learn how to deal with it. So we're going to try experimenting with like firing it in a fire and stuff.
Well,
covering it up.
I made a coil pot from the clay around here, and the way I fired it the first time, and it survived, was to put it in the embers of an outdoor fire, and just leave it there all night.
Okay.
And then in the morning, I came out, and it was good. It was, it made a little ping sound, but I didn't finish it. You have to put some sort of
glaze.
Yeah, glaze on it, but you can make glaze from, I think it's a really old technique. The Koreans used to do it. Like with some kind of clay and water mix. I forget exactly what it is, but if you Google it, it'll tell you. You can glaze it with that, and it comes out, I think, that kind of greenish tint. And I didn't do that.
Oh, okay. So do you have to fire it and then glaze it and fire it again, or do you glaze it and then fire it?
Yes, you have to fire it and then glaze it and then fire it again.
And we did get it kind of out of a creek or something. Who was that? Westhold Forge. It's off on the side of the road, just like on a downhill slope. So as the water is like eroding the dirt, the top little dirt layers off, and then the rest I could see it's just clay. And when I was shoveling it, I mean, it's just like in clay. I'm like, wow, this is basically just clay. And when we look at it, it's like gray clay with red clay inside. It's really of a pretty good quality. I had a few little rocks in, but it was
Patty
pretty
Sanchez,
good.
we do want to make a brick oven for pizza and bread and stuff.
Sure.
I want to try all that kind of fun stuff. And Momo, how did you make the coils? What did you do? Did you roll it out on like on something, or did you just do them in your hands, or what did you do to physically make the coils to make the coil? I think I
did them in my hand, but that's just because I'm comfortable and older, and it's not hard for me. But the easier thing would to be roll them on some sort of flat surface.
We may have to take our craft table out next time. Today it was just like on the sidewalk, and so there was gravel and stuff, which we didn't.
And I had a little section of wood, but maybe it was too damp, because whenever I would be trying it in my hand, it would get a little long, and then it would.
Okay, that's fine. Take it off and go to bed.
I also have to poop.
Okay.
And it seemed like whenever I was trying to make the little snake, it would grow out, but then it would always break. And I don't know, maybe I was
that's too dry.
Too damp.
Put it,
do you know what they used, Westhold Forge? What they used for the clay, natural clay glazing?
Yeah, that's a good question to ask. And also, son, I tried to get a bit of sand, a little bit of sand in the clay also helps it, be the right texture. And then I flattened the coils out, so the pot was a little bit more, flat sided. But when I tried to put water in it after I had dried it and fired it, it just disintegrated. So you have to have the glaze on there to keep the structure,
like seal it in.
Yeah, because I think it was so porous, it just disintegrated. It looks like Patty and Forest Dog are both going to get snowed on tonight and tomorrow. Yeah, natural clay glazing. I even made a note about that glazing, and I've got it in my desk. But it's been such a long time since I've worked with clay that
and as far as getting rained or snowed on, that's one thing that I'm always hesitant of whenever it gets so warm, but I know it's still like January or February, because it gets warm and it gets humid. And then when it finally drops back off to its normal temperature, it's like, man, are we going to get rain? Are we going to get snow? And I think there is actually a good chance. I think we're going to get rain and not snow, but
we're like
hopefully not so bad.
We're like 6 weeks from the last frost date.
Yeah, supposedly here too, like maybe a month or two, but it has frosted here like the last day. They say, well, after this there should be no more frost. It's frosted and burnt the poor trees down here a couple of times.
Yeah, with the fruit trees and stuff.
Yeah, with the blossoms.
I think tomorrow we're going to plant peas, and then I'm going to have the boys muck out the trailer to cover the seeds with the straw from the trailer.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I did a little pea planting down in the orchard area, but I think they do
Aren't
best.
the ducks just gonna eat those?
Well, I did it after they were locked up. So hopefully they don't see where they got planted. But the best place around our area to grow them is in that greenhouse. They like being in the blocks, and I think the screen kind of keeps them from getting chewed on by a lot of things because peas are yummy.
Yeah. The only thing
Those are another one that's really hard for us to try to save any of.
Yeah, we never saved
to bring
any
into the
peas.
house.
Because
Right.
just
One year
wasn't
down
that
there, I
good.
think before we had
Yeah,
kids,
before we had
saved a
kids,
whole
we
paste
saved
jar.
enough for like a whole meal.
And we got like a paste jar as well.
Yeah, we
like a
saved
paste
some
salsa jar.
seeds. Yeah.
I need to plug
Right,
this in.
I-
I'm going to
Turn it
see if I
sideways.
can turn it sideways and if it'll adapt or if we're just going to be hanging out sideways. Yeah, see. Nope. Now we're just, well,
It works fine.
no, I don't think so.
I can see you
It's
sideways.
No.
Okay.
It's not going to work.
Okay.
All right, sorry. I got to figure out a way to get this thing plugged in. And
Westhold said he has no idea what's going to go on in his garden, but he's got a reel on the grams of him. All he's doing is like raking his garden,
Mhm.
and it's got over 2,000 views on it.
hey, there you go, man.
Nice. Is it
Prepping
in
the
the
garden.
summer or just prepping it for the spring?
It looked like it was like a springtime, maybe putting rose in it or something. I think he was
Okay.
wearing a red shirt, and I'm like, all right, way to go.
It's been so warm that I just want to go ahead and plant all of the cool weather things like carrots and beets and everything.
Right? I'm with you, girl. I feel it.
Yeah,
Well,
Merce Micah. The cherry tomatoes are so hard to bring them inside.
Merce Micah. That
Yeah,
is
Yeah, that's Micah.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
Micah.
yeah. We used to be Boy Scouts that way back in the day, man. We
His
became
kids eat all
Eagle
the cherry
Scouts in the
tomatoes
same-
too.
in the same
Okay.
troop way back when we were
Okay.
kids. They're so
No,
good,
yeah,
man.
that's-
It's like impossible. If you wanted to grow them, you'd have to have like a secret garden somewhere of the cherry tomatoes the kids don't know about. But,
And the
And the
ducks.
peas.
but I also feel like, that it's good for you, man. You got to eat them while you can.
Right, get your vitamin C right off the plant. Gotta like that.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when the big tomatoes don't go well, then all I've got left are the cherry tomatoes, and sometimes that's what I can. I like make, I put them in a blender, make a juice, and
Mhm.
just can
Okay.
that.
Oh yeah, we definitely have to make a lot of vegetable juice this year.
Yeah, she made a thing that I call N7 instead of V8 because it has 7 ingredients and it isn't made by Campbell's, it's made by her. And
Right.
it is so good. It's like if you like V8, you can make your own V8 type beverage, and it's just
It's like
hard to
opening up
describe.
some
but
summer sunshine
yeah,
in the
and then
winter.
it just has like more of a fresh and vibrant flavor inside of it than the stuff that comes from from the jar or the can or whatever that you
Right.
get from Campbell's. It's so good. And again, my daughters and I, we love having that stuff, and we'll like break it out and get like some little teeny tiny cups.
We'll have to share
and
the
pour it in
recipe
there
later.
and drink it.
It's got basil in it and pepper and bell peppers and onions and tomatoes and salt and
Wow.
lemon juice, I think.
so good.
Like,
Yeah,
Look
the
at that.
lemon juice is
Westhold
so
says
good.
he was just hoeing some weeds. And then Patty said, at least we aren't near Palestine, Ohio. No planting there for a while.
Right, not so much salt, and for some reason
Yeah.
it's just like not a bitterness in. And so sometimes I put like maybe a little bit of salt, or I'll crack like a little bit more pepper on mine when I'm drinking it, depending on what I want. But it's just really like sunshine on your tongue when you drink it. It's so good.
I know that people in that area have been getting like acid rain and stuff.
I know. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
so awful. And then the water situation, I can't even imagine. I mean, ducks, geese, come on, fish.
There's I've seen a filter advertised that like takes out what's the one that's the plastic chloride thing or something.
Vinyl chloride or whatever they called it.
Yeah, vinyl. Yeah.
You know that
It
Ohio
says that
River too, that thing
clearly
drains
filter-
into the Mississippi and drains all the way
Right.
down.
Right. Clearly
the Gulf.
filter it says takes out the vinyl chloride out of
Wow.
water.
I can't
tried
imagine having to do that though.
I
That's
think there is
chips.
celery. I think there is celery in it too, Patty. I think that's also one of the ingredients.
Sure, and Westhold said add a little vodka and it's really good.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Our
Add a
girls
little
like to
vodka?
drink it though, so that's a no-no.
Right, that's a no-no. That's how you make
One time I tried it one time. They sell that like a red beer, like Bud Light with Play-Doh or whatever. And so one time I had a Budweiser and I was like, let me see what this is like. And I poured some in and I was like, all right, this is kind of okay. But I feel like when it comes to a lot of things like that, like one time she made me a chai latte or something. And she's like, are you going to put some coffee in it? And I was like, is that even a thing? She's like, yeah, it's called a dirty chai latte. And so I went and I put some coffee in. And for some reason, often when it comes to something like that, I'd just rather have the two things, like I'd just rather drink some of the beer and then just drink my V8. And like, I'd rather just have a cup of coffee and a chai latte instead of mixing them together. It's just, and hey, to each their own. But as far as for me, I was like, yeah, I could have it or leave it, but it kind of.
What is that, a mix?
You want to guess? You want to guess what's in here?
Let me see.
4
ingredients: coconut water, blackberry juice,
the V8 splash.
No.
One of those V8 splashes. No. Ask her if it's got
Bing?
that Bing cherry energy.
No
Bing energy.
No
No
caffeine right now.
It look, it's got like a lightish
sort of
color,
cranberry
man.
juice?
It's got to be like a
Grapefruit juice?
Yeah, or a grapefruit or
Anybody else want to try to guess?
cherry. Did you tell a story last time about the drink?
No.
Was that the last one?
So
man.
yeah, one time
A couple of years ago, we were going to my buddy's wedding.
Yeah, he doesn't like drinks mixed and stuff, but we were on a road trip with his mother, and he was driving, and he was being extremely grumpy. So
I thought
we
it
were
was on the way back
stopped.
and I was
No, it was on the way there,
All right.
and so he was being really grumpy. And we're stopping at a gas station, and Momo goes, "What do you want to drink?" And he's like, "No." He was busy getting gas, and she's like, "What do you think Joe wants to drink?" And I'm like, "I don't know. He's just being so grumpy." And so she goes in and she comes out with a drink for him.
She said she was going to get me a little bit of everything.
Yeah, so she got him.
She didn't know what I wanted, so that way at least it'll be in there.
Yeah, so she got him some of everything.
She brings me this drink, like this big, and I'm like, thanks, Momo. And I got this drink, and I took a drink of it, and I was like, what is this, man? It has a flavor, but like, what is the flavor? And it's like kind of fizzy, but like not totally fizzy, kind of like it's been
sodas.
And then she's like, I got you just one of everything. I was like, everything? And she's like, oh yeah, I even put a little coffee in there, a little iced tea in. Like, if they had it in there, it went into this like soda fountain, coffee, iced tea,
it was an energy
everything,
drink too, and
yeah, man. And I was like,
so Westhold said Hennessy, nope.
Thanks. I drank the whole thing, and then I was like, next time. I didn't know what you wanted, so I just got you this, and I figured whatever you want, it's in there. And I was like, maybe next time just pick like Sprite or Coke or something, just like a real run-of-the-mill normal. But I drank the whole thing because I was like, well, I need hydration and whatever, and here it is. And so I was like, that's
and one of the
just really like
to say is flavor is the flavor of life or something like that.
Yeah, spice is the spice of life. Yeah, flavors of spice.
Okay, tell us
what's
in your drink.
He's saying Hennessy, nope. It's got mango juice and coconut water and regular water and some kind of natural berry fizzy drink.
Sweet. That sounds like it'd be pretty good.
That does sound pretty good.
Sometimes she makes me stuff like that. That's pretty good. Oh, where's that printer? Do we have any of that bitters over there?
Yeah, it's over there by the printer.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna go grab it.
If it's truly like British bitters, they drink like beer with bitters in it.
Right. So like I was at this discount grocery store and they had these bitters, and we like to make mixed drinks with sparkling water and juices and stuff, not alcoholic.
Sometimes I like to make
Sometimes he likes this for him to try, and it's a bitter soda. Here, he has it right here.
Bitter
And
soda.
the flavor is very bitter.
It is bitter, dude. Like, and it hits you at the beginning with like a little bit of sweet or something, and then it's just like right there on the back of your
Bitter.
tongue, very bitter. And
Ugh.
and it comes in one of these little, like, the little fancy looking jar or whatever. And so we let our kids try some. They're like, what's that? And we're like, oh, you want to try some of this pop? And they tried it, and then they look at you and they're like, what is that? And you're like, oh, it's bitter. Bitter's just another flavor, kid. And they're like, no, I don't like it. But it definitely adds like some funk into your drink.
Old
If you're
Bar
making if
Wisdom
you had
bitters.
that and you drop some of this in, it's just like
Bitter.
It's bitter,
Right?
man.
He says Old Bar Wisdom bitters cures everything.
Yeah, right. It's got what ails you? Some sort of herbs in it with gentian tincture. And I looked at what gentian is, and basically it's like this gentian. I don't know.
I think
It's like
good
some
for
sort of flour
thrush and stuff.
that's really bitter flavored, and they've been using it since forever to make bitter flavored things.
Oh, that's funny. Somebody was telling me a story recently, somebody older than I am. The mom would give them something. Oh, I'm trying to remember what it was called. When they didn't feel good, like when they had a tummy ache, they gave them this drink. And it's kind of like the word bitters, but it's oh man, I'm trying to think. And I'm like, you know what? If that put you to sleep and it was that long ago, it probably had a narcotic in it. And he goes, well, I don't know about that, but it sure, made your tummy. Hey, Country Kim, it sure made your tummy feel better. And when I looked it up, it was a narcotic. It had like opium in it or something. Oh my goodness. Your mama, she knew. You don't feel good here, sweetie.
Have this, man. You'll feel fine. You'll take a nap, and then whenever you wake up,
you'll stop complaining. You'll be happy.
Yeah.
It was legal. I mean, that was the thing.
Yeah,
you
the
did
good old
in
days.
those
Right. Yeah.
Oh gosh, it was like carbolic or something like that. It was one of those.
Sure.
The good old days had the best medicine. It also had the weirdest. You could have all sorts of weird stuff.
We like the what's it called? The fire cider. It has like jalapenos and horseradish and lemons and garlic.
I like the other one you make too. We just call it black medicine, but that one's got like
an apple cider vinegar,
herbs,
turmeric, ginger.
It's the same thing. What does Donna call her? She has a tea like that, and she's like just everything: whiskey, cayenne pepper, lemon juice, vinegar, all of it in some tea.
This is a tincture, and so like in the fall we make a whole gallon of it, and it usually lasts us the whole winter.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we also make one that is like a respiratory blend that has herbs and stuff in it, and that one's tinctured in vodka.
Okay, well,
and
you
like
don't.
If there's some.
When you come home, man, you can take like a spoon, another spoon.
The fire cider has apple cider vinegar in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the kids can have that.
Yeah.
We give them some of the other one too. It's not a lot,
juice.
a little
it's
spoon
just like a
of
medicine.
it. Right. It's not like you're taking a shot of this stuff. You can take when I'm feeling a little like just like in the nose and the throat, and I'll look at it and I'm like, all right, let me get like one spoon. Oh, and then like another spoon. Oh, and then the body's like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff. And then sometimes I go for like a third spoon. Oh, but man, instantly you can start feeling like your sinuses opening up and your throat stopping with the draining and like your ears unclogged. And I'm like, man, whatever's in here, but it's because it has everything in it. It's got so many herbs in it.
If there's something going around at work, then he'll take a shot of both of them together.
Put them together. It's so strong. But I'm like, well, that's the power of it. And the kids are like, oh, it tastes weird. I'm like, yeah, it's really strong.
The fire cider sounds like something he would drink over ice.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, just add some bitters to it. It'll be even.
Yeah, it's very strong.
Even funkier.
It's good. And good.
Some
good
people
for
add
you.
it. Some people add it to hot tea and then add honey to it too to make it more palatable.
Yeah, yeah.
Usually we just try to
nice little
fruit.
Usually we make the kids take some and then like give them some juice or something after that.
But it works really good, man. I'm telling you. And it
We
keeps
used
you
that kind of
warm out there.
tincture during COVID. We called it dragon piss. Says Murph Micah. That's hilarious. Oh, I got to show you something here.
We
Give
just
me a-
called ours the black medicine, but yeah, it's probably the same thing, man, and it's strong, right? It does it'll do
Is he
you.
talking about the fireside or the
I don't know, maybe the respiratory
So-
gland.
We have solved all sweetener issues around here. Should we need to have to create it ourselves? Look at that.
Yay! Look
Oh
at that!
man, wow!
And I sent you that video earlier about how to make it into sugar.
Right? Although I think they were dealing with much larger amounts, but that'll be next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
that's
can't
really
even
good,
tell.
Momo. That's got like a really good color and clarity
Nice
and all that
amber
stuff.
color.
Yeah.
And I think there were there were 11 jars that weren't quite syrup yet. And so in reprocessing, there were 7, but we have like 14 more gallons frozen.
Nice.
Yeah, so we can make more. The run is done. And I've already taken the styles and bags off, but
Mhm.
I think we learned a lot this time around.
Did you guys do just maples then?
Yeah, just maples. And really it was mainly 5 trees that gave us all the sap we
Mhm.
got this time around. We didn't even do the other end of the property. Whoa!
I have it plugged in and on the little thing, and it was precarious. I think I can.
Would
unplug
you
it
make
now.
the taps with wood?
You can make taps from pipe too. You can make them from like copper pipe, or somebody else told us they made it from elderberry stalks.
Oh, okay.
Ken says,
Oh,
Mom,
what was the medicine? Do you
He
know?
doesn't know. He just says here she was
Oh,
giving
man.
it. But man, that's the good old stuff. You know, it's not patented and it has all the herbs and spices in it. You know, the secret blend, and I don't know. I can tell from the way it treats you. It's good for you. That sort of stuff. That medicine
It
is.
hurts your throat though.
Well, if you take too much, but
Well,
it's better than
yeah,
feeling all gross.
yeah.
so we've
What do you
got
make
the onions come back every year, so I don't have to plant onions. Those walking
Yeah, you
onions.
got those walking onions down there. Those things are sweet, man. Once you get those
We
established.
have some sort of onion, but it came up in like a big cluster, so I want to like pull it up and see if I can divide it better.
You probably could. I mean, the
Not
walking
sure what
onions
kind.
also cluster, and you can separate them out, and they'll grow bigger if you space them out. I'm just so lazy. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah,
Grow
just
what you
grab them.
want.
Westfield Forge, what would you make the taps with? I know that you like to use the bags and we like to use tubing.
Sure,
it
the
keeps-
tubing's a
it
more
keeps more-
sophisticated thing.
It keeps bugs out better, I
And I
think.
tell you, my buddy who was the science teacher and now just runs his little farm and farm store, he said he would just get a bit where the bit was basically a little tiny bit smaller than the outer diameter of his hose, and he would just drill that into the tree and then just stick the hose into the tree, or perhaps
I think the whole purpose of the kind of styles that we have is they also hold the bag in place, right? Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, any of those things would work. And the blog ladies, her little video, it came out on the reels too on the Instagram. She had like coffee containers. They were, not the biggest ones, the plastic ones, and she just attached it right to the tree. You're not frozen to me. Maybe her reception or something changed. They froze for Forest Dog too, but SK is okay. I thought they were. Is your service good? Oh, you're frozen on the Westhold too. They're still only getting me. You could froze here says Ken Warland too. You could refresh the phone or something. Mm, refresh on the computer, start over. I don't know. I can hear and see you fine, but the kids are froze, says Forest Dog. That's so weird. Okay, well, Westhold says, thanks, guys. It's bedtime for me. Yeah, we've been at it 51 minutes. Forest Dog said, I'll be right back. We can see it on our phone, but on the computer, who knows?
You could call it a night. You only have like 7 viewers.
Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, thanks, you guys. Yeah. Bless y'all. Shalom. Shalom. Night.